You know, we've done so many of these rugged and reliable tests in the past that it sometimes is challenging to update it and keep it fresh and keep it interesting for the viewer. That's what made the Rube Goldberg execution so perfect, was that we could show a whole bunch of different tests in one format, in one complete video.
The very first time we started working on it and heard about the project, we were really excited. I was really excited about it because it was giving us an opportunity to create something that's going to showcase the product in its best way.
The team is great. The marketing folks at Panasonic think outside the box. And so we needed a marketing campaign that was outside the box and over the top. And I think this is a perfect match to the device.
The very first time the production company proposed doing piranhas, I thought this was it. I mean, that's what's going to be the most memorable piece of it. So I was really excited to actually see live piranhas in a tank and the product being dropped into it.
For me, I love the engineering aspect of it. I love trying to figure out how to put this complex puzzle together in a way that, in this instance, tells a story.
People are talking a lot about the unique way that we went about showing all of the different ways the product is durable, how it went through the colorful dust storms and into a piranha tank, through a rainstorm, in a cooling tank and in a heater, and it survived all of it.
You know, that's a lot of different ways to show how reliable and rugged this thing is, to show it working at the end. I think we did a pretty good job of that.
What made this really special for me was the way the client was really excited about the project, made us feel like they really wanted to do it.
You know, it's really great to have a client who's on board with these kinds of things, and they know that it's going to be a challenge to shoot something like this. A lot of accidents can occur, especially when you're inventing something for the first time.
What was really interesting for me, beyond just Rube Goldberg machines as per the definition of what they are, they're usually moving energy across a room. And this was a little twist on it, because it's like, oh, this is actually harder.
We were not only transferring energy through that machine, but we were transferring the tough pad itself through the machine as well, which added this additional layer of complexity and challenge to the construction of the machine itself.
It's never been done before, so it was hard to make it from theoretical to practical.
I can't just knock one object into another and the energy transfers, so that's good enough. So that was interesting, like, wow, how are we gonna do that? You cannot pass up a project like this.
Fire in the hole!
The biggest challenge of the process was time.
Part of showing how rugged and reliable this is actually building the machine itself and making it work, and it took a long time, and it took a lot of involvement with the client.
Time for testing, time for working out theories.
Seeing it from concept, building it, and seeing it work.
It's just time intensive. So that was the biggest hurdle, was having to do this on a commercial schedule and not an art installation schedule, you know.
It was so hot in the warehouse that day. It was one of the heat waves of New York City during the summer. We were in the dead of July.
The temperature was like the desert.
It was over 100 degrees outside.
It was hot and steamy.
It was well over 100 degrees.
It was clearly well above 100 degrees in the warehouse, which was no air conditioned.
And it makes for the perfect storm. And then the adrenaline kicks in.
When I watched the video, being the product manager, I related everything about the product to certain parts of the video.
I was shocked at what it could withstand.
We watched it get dumped into the piranha tank many times, sprayed with sand.
It's an interesting device because we took the specifications of this device up to a level that's not found in the industry.
Yeah, in Japan, there are various testing that we undergo for E1.
So in terms of ruggedness, we have all sorts of testing. One example is a 10 feet drop on concrete on 6 sides. And if you look at military standard 810G, it's a 4 feet drop on plywood, but in actual reality, you don't see a lot of customers' floor being a plywood.
When you talk about in an enterprise scenario of dropping it off the back of a truck or off of a loading dock, we're reaching realistic specifications with a 10-foot drop. 4, 5, and 6 foot to plywood just don't cut it.
We tossed that thing around and threw it against walls and dropped things on it.
At one point we had it up on a drone, very high up, and it slipped off and dropped probably 12 feet to the ground, and there wasn't a single scratch on the product. So we were all a little nervous, but it came through everything perfectly.
And it still worked. I was shocked.
Something people probably don't think about when I saw the boat going down the water. I started thinking, oh, it's a slow boat. It's got 14-hour battery life, the device does. It'll last the whole trip, on a slow boat, things like that. I think when most people watched it, they loved the piranha thing.
Piranhas, by a long shot.
Are you afraid of piranhas?
Yes, indeed I am.
Are you scared of piranhas?
Sean, I can't swim, man. Scared piranhas?
Something that was impressive and people don't actually pick it up, but dropping a pool ball onto the screen of a handheld device is pretty impressive.
My favorite scene is the colorful dust storm. I think it's interesting to watch the product get pushed in the contraption, at the same time realizing it's actually being put through a test by having so much dust thrown at it at the same time and still functioning fine.
Just the overall video, took it through some tough environmental things, the freezer to the furnace, and showing the range of the temperatures that the device will survive in is impressive. So I just think there were things throughout the whole video that related back to the product, and it was just a great story.